Hi, this is Jamie Reynolds from the Josh Vernon Group at Remax Marketplace. Today we have an awesome topic. We're going to talk about how to keep your closing process moving smoothly and to avoid mistakes throughout this process. As always, we want to remind you about a couple things. If you go to our website, joshvernongroup.com, if you're interested in searching homes in the MLS, we have a full property search of all the homes listed in Birmingham, as well as a guide, valuation guide for selling your home. So if you're interested in finding out what your home's worth, whether you're just curious or you're ready to actually put it on the market, feel free to use those tools anytime. As I mentioned today, we're going to talk about the closing process, what actually happens after you get your home under contract. The normal length of time in our market is somewhere between 30 and 45 days from the time a contract is accepted until closing, depending on what type of loan you've gotten. One of the most important steps in making sure that you have a good transaction is ensuring that your agent knows what's going on, making sure that you've hired a good agent, somebody who understands the process, and then clearly communicating with him or her throughout the process to make sure that any surprises are taken care of along the way. Another extremely important step in this is to make sure your lender, that you're communicating with him or her on a regular basis, make sure that you've done everything that they ask you to do, providing the documentation. Their part of the contract is by far the most important. As long as the finances go smooth, everything else is pretty simple. So it's critical that you not only have a great lender, but you make sure that you communicate with that person effectively so that things go smoothly. Another super important thing to keep in mind, your lender's probably gone over this, but if not, just make sure that you do this. From the time you go under contract until you buy your house, you want to be very, very careful with your finances. No large purchases on your credit card. Don't go buy a new car. Don't go buy a new TV. Nothing on credit until we finish this process. Your debt to income ratio is critical for your loan approval process, and we want to make sure that your numbers are exactly the same as they were on the front side of your contract as they will be when we finish the transaction. One thing to keep in mind is no matter how hard we try and how hard we prepare, things will come up. We will have little surprises, little things that will happen throughout the process. Just remember to keep a cool head. Your lender and your real estate agent are going to do everything they can to take care of these problems for you and do the best job they can of keeping these off your shoulders. But just remember, no transaction's perfect. We are dealing with many, many people throughout the transaction, so there are going to be some little bumps along the way. Just understand that is part of the process. Don't get frustrated and work together with your lender and your real estate agent to make sure all these things are handled. And keep in mind, at the end of this process, you're going to have your beautiful new home and you're going to have exactly what you wanted. Thank you so much for attending our video blog today. If you have any questions concerning a closing or how the transaction works, we'd be more than happy to answer those. Feel free to reach out anytime. You can call or text me at 256-452-2240, or you're free to email me whenever. My email address is jamie@joshvernon.com. We'll see you next time.